It sounds like Call of Duty Mobile made a decision that upset many players in the COD Mobile community. Without any prior notice, they removed Alcatrez and shootouts from the game entirely, except for the Chinese version. This decision has left players feeling frustrated, especially since Alcatrez was a popular map for Battle Royale and tournaments. Despite knowing how much players loved this map, as evidenced by previous requests for Alcatraz's return after temporary removals, the sudden and complete removal has caused disappointment and anger among the community. These maps were loved for their special gameplay and nostalgic feel, so taking them off all of a sudden can really upset the community. When the game developers make decisions like this, players often get mad because they have spent a lot of time learning these maps and they are a big part of what makes the game fun. Without them, the game might not be as enjoyable for many players. Game developers often tweak their games for different reasons, like listening to the player feedback, balancing gameplay, or promoting new releases. So taking out beloved maps like Alcatraz and shootouts might be a part of a bigger plan to get players excited about Warzone Mobile. Removing stuff from Call of Duty Mobile could be a way to build hype for Warzone Mobile, making players curious to try the new game. It could also be about getting players to focus on the new release instead of splitting their attention across different games. The uproar about losing Alcatraz and shootouts shows how important it is for developers to talk to the players and listen to their feedback before making big changes to the game. And guess what? It worked. Breaking news, Alcatrez will be returning. In an update from the developers, it's been announced that Alcatrez will soon be leaving Call of Duty Mobile to make way for something awesome that's currently in the works. However, this departure is not permanent. The developers have assured players that Alcatrez will be returning later in the year. Well, are you going to buy this like voters do? This right here is bull. We all know why they removed Artery and shootouts. It's because of Warzone Mobile. Now that the damage has already been done, at least it will take 6 more months to see them back in the game. But don't worry, by that time Warzone Mobile would be already dead. Anyways, moving on to the next news story, the clan limit has been increased to 90. In addition, friend limit also increased by 50 slots. Increasing the clan limit to 90 and adding 50 more friend slots in Call of Duty Mobile could be a move to make the game more social, even with Warzone Mobile coming soon. Here are some reasons why these changes might have happened. First, player feedback. Maybe players have been asking for more clan and friend slots, and the developers listen to make the game better for everyone. That's how they should work, not like removing Alcatraz all of a sudden. Secondly, player retention. By letting players have more friends and join bigger clans, the game might keep them playing longer. This can make the game feel more like a community and make players stick around. As the final reason, it is probably because Call of Duty Mobile wants to stay competitive with Warzone Mobile on the way. These changes could help them keep players interested and make their game stand out from others. The initial impression of the Tech 9 seems to highlight its versatility and potential for customization. While the base weapon may not stand out on its own, the ability to modify it with different muzzle attachments transforms it into a solid SMG with unique characteristics. The introduction of a full auto muzzle and a burst-fire mode muzzle allows players to tailor the Tech 9 to their preferred playstyle, whether it's for close range spray and pray encounters or more controlled burst at medium range. This flexibility adds depth to the gameplay experience and allows players to adapt the weapon to different situations. However, the inability to suppress Tech 9 could limit its appeal to players who prefer stealthy approaches or want to remain undetected on the battlefield. This drawback may influence players' weapon choices depending on their preferred tactics and strategies. Overall, the Tech 9 seems to offer a balanced blend of customization options and performance characteristics, making it a versatile choice for players who value adaptability in their loadouts. Players are likely to get excited about the return of draws featuring Mythic or Divine Smite and legendary ICR-1 Knockout in Season 3 of Call of Duty Mobile. With that, this season will see the return of 2 Mythics, the FFAR-1 Bright Blade and the Odin Divine Smite. The Havoc operator skin in Call of Duty Mobile sounds like a versatile tool that can disrupt enemy strategies and provide tactical advantages to players. Let's break down its features. Disabling enemy equipment. The Havoc operator skill allows players to disable certain enemy equipment. This means that players can strategically neutralize enemy gadgets and traps, such as trophy systems and trip mines, potentially preventing them from hindering their team's progress or causing harm. Map disguise. By using Havoc operator skill, players can deploy a jamming-like device in the target area. This device blocks out enemies' minimap, making it difficult for enemies to track the movement of themselves and their teammates. This ability to disguise their position on the map can provide a significant advantage by allowing players to maneuver and flank without being detected. These features make Havoc operator skill a valuable asset for players seeking to gain the upper hand in battles. By strategically deploying the skill, players can disrupt enemy tactics, confuse enemies and create opportunities for coordinated attacks. The availability of the Havoc operator skill at tier 14 of the free tiers battle pass ensures players have access to this powerful tool as they progress through the season's battle pass. Alright, we have some additional balance changes that we should talk about. So let's go through all the balance changes once again and talk about the additional balance changes as well. First, we will start with the Type 19. It seems like they have adjusted it. It says Type 19 recoil recovery of full auto adjusted. Honestly, I don't think this is a huge change. The Type 19 will be as powerful as it was in the previous season. The DRH now has a reduced headshot multiplier from 1.55 to 1.5, aiming to balance its effectiveness. The KN-44 sees a reduction in horizontal recoil, enhancing its stability during gunfights. Meanwhile, the HPRA-3 receives an increase in lower arm multiplier from 1 to 1.2, potentially boosting its damage output. In the multiplayer mode, the Odin sees an increase in the upper arm multiplier to 1.05. Additionally, the MAC-10 undergoes some changes exclusive to multiplayer, with improved range values from 7, 14, 20 to 8, 16, 20, and a notable boost in bullet speed from 300 meters per second to 440 meters per second. QXR now features a stomach multiplier increase to 1.1, potentially amplifying its damage output, along with an improved bullet spread accuracy from 2920 to 2415 in multiplayer mode to enhance accuracy. The enhanced bolt attachment has undergone changes, with its range values reworked from 10, 15, 20 to 8, 13, 22, expanding its effective range, and its ADS time reduced by 16% for quicker aiming. As for the MX9, its range values have been boosted from 11, 15, 20 to 12, 17, 22 for better performance at longer distances, alongside reduced horizontal recoil and an increased lower arm multiplier to 1.14 in LC to potentially increase its damage. The AGR-556 with 30 and 60 round 5.56 mags has seen improvements, including an increased lower arm multiplier from 1 to 1.1 to potentially enhance damage, a reduced ADS time penalty for the 60 round magazine from 12% to 6%, making aiming down sights less penalizing, and the addition of 12% reload time penalty on the 60 round magazine to balance its benefits with a longer reload time. For the OTS-9 in multiplayer mode, the range has been extended from 9, 18, 23 to 11, 18, 23, while the stomach multiplier has been increased from 0.9 to 1.1. The Chicom now has higher stomach multiplier, raised from 1 to 1.05. The Bruin MK9 has seen improvements in range values, now ranging from 20 to 38. In multiplayer mode, the Dingo benefits from an increased bullet speed, up from 800 meters per second to 1000 meters per second. Thermite has undergone several enhancements. Its radius has been expanded from 3 meters to 3.5 meters, with the maximum damage increased from 30 to 35 and the minimum damage raised from 20 to 30. Thermite has undergone several enhancements. Its radius has been expanded from 3 meters to 3.5 meters, with the maximum damage increased from 30 to 35 and the minimum damage raised from 20 to 30. The cluster grenade now inflicts increased damage ranging from 25 to 35. Concussion grenades have a longer duration, lasting for 3 seconds instead of 2.5 seconds. Vulture now returns more health, up from 20 to 30. The ballistic shield duration has been reduced from 35 seconds to 25 seconds. And finally, the equalizer's damage resistance has been slightly lowered from 30% to 25%.